Hi everyone, welcome back to another of my videos. So on my last video, which was my nail studio, my updated nail studio tour, I did a preview. I pointed to these which are absolutely amazing. So a lot of my regular viewers will know that I'm not a really big fan of the really deep C curve nails. Some of them, yes, it's really pretty if they're long and they're square, but one of my favorite nail artists, she really inspires me, and it's Dawn Marie, and I just love the fact that a lot of her nails are they have no C curve in them, and it's almost like they're flat, but they just look absolutely stunning. So I have my own low curve nail tips. So I just want to, at the minute, they will be coming in bags until I get the boxes and that everything done with my logo. So yeah, I just want to let you sort of see the difference, but really what I mean about a low C curve. So they are XXL length, so they are super long. So I'm going to compare them up against the Glitterbels Extreme Coffin tips, because they're the same shape and they're the same length. So I just want to, so this is the Glitterbels size 0 Extreme Coffin, and this is my low curve. So you can see they're exactly the same length, they're exactly the same shape when you're looking down on them from above, but it's only whenever you look at them this way that you can actually see the difference. Can you see the difference in the C curve? So for me, you know, I definitely prefer working on nails that have a lower C curve. I just think especially for application of acrylic, it works out so much easier, and your finishing can be quicker as well. So I'm going to do a video. I'm going to show you me using these tips. Let me just compare a few of the other sizes as well. So we'll go with, so there you go, you can see they're still the same length, but again it's that curve that's completely different. So some people may like them, some people may not. I absolutely love them, and as I say, Dawn Marie is just one of my favorite nail artists. I love her work, and I just love the way her nails are complete. Well, they're not completely flat, because there is a slight C curve in them, but it's very low. So that's why I have named them low C curve tips. I do also do the same tips that Dawn Marie has, and they will be up on my website as well. But I'm just going to get on and show you these nail tips in action. So I also got some powders to try from Nails by John. I don't know if any of you know of him. So his acrylics are really low setting. So he said to use his liquid to work with the acrylics, and hopefully, fingers crossed, I should be able to do these in the one bead method. And then obviously I've got his striping brush as well, just to try out. So I'm going to be using let me see, I'm going to be using two of the colors. I'm going to use this MBJ 103 and then the nude as well. So I also have a gorgeous like purple and a gorgeous red as well. So one of the things that I have had a little bit of a, you know, just to do like swatches on these already, and one of the things that I have noticed, especially with the purple, because you all know how much I absolutely hate anything that marbles, and it doesn't marble. Oh my goodness, it is a purple that doesn't marble. So oh, I'm just so pleased at this. So yeah, I'm going to let you see just how the Nails by John acrylics work, and I'm going to use my tips. So let me just get this all cleared. I'm going to get my tips on, and then I'll come back whenever I start to put on the acrylic. See you in a bit. So this is the tips on. You do not need to blend these tips. They do have a very small well area, and also, as you can see, they come out nice and straight in the lower arch as well. So now that I've got them all applied, I'm going to go in with the first colour, which is the BJ 103, which is this gorgeous pink. And this So we're going to try and do this, or I'm going to try and do this in the one bead method. So I'm using, today I'm using my size 12 brush from Glitter Planet, which is the Bestie brush. And yeah, I'm going to attempt to do this in one bead. So let's see how it goes. So the whole thing behind the Nails by John acrylic is that it is slow setting. So it's going to give you the time to mold it. It's not going to run down the side walls, it's not going to go underneath the nail, it's just going to stay in place until you physically push and pat it into place with your brush. So I think the setting time in this is anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes. So usually by the time you've finished all 10 nails, by the time you get back to the first one, it's cured and ready to go. So also John has said that you do not need to cap these because we're applying them in a volume very, very similar to what you would with your core powders. So you don't need to cap them. So far so good. As you can see, it's still really, really pliable, and I'm still able to continue to bring that right down to the free edge. It's gone on like butter. It is so smooth, and it really is a lovely acrylic to work with. So I only have 4 colours. I'm a bit bummed now that I didn't get any more, but I feel now that definitely it's a brand that I want to get more of. It's absolutely amazing. So the other colour I'm going to use in this set is the nude. So some of the colours work a little bit differently, but most of them are designed to be able to do them in this one bead method. So I was able to bring that down in one bead. Now this is the first that I have physically tried it on a nail. I've done a swatch with it, but this is the first I've tried it on something this length. And yes, I was able to bring it down in the one bead, but I think just sort of looking at it, if I'm not going to cap this, I probably need to build up the areas. There's a slight dip going from the apex to the free edge of the nail, so that is an area that I would definitely need to work on, and I'm going to need to fill out again with some more of that acrylic. So I'm going to move on to the little finger. So as you can see, when you do first pick this acrylic up, it is really, really dry. And us as nail technicians, we always know, we've always been taught that not to place the acrylic on the nail until it goes glossy. Well, this acrylic is completely different to everything that we have learned. You want to place it on when it is still dry, because as soon as you start to push and pat it, the monomer then starts to flow through that acrylic, and that is what enables you to be able to push it and pat it into place. So again, I'm going to try and do this in the one bead method. And again, even though my little studio is really, really warm, like I am cold dry, so I always have things really, really warm, it's still giving me all the time to play. It's giving me the time to push that up into the cuticle area, clean around it, and to be able to spread the rest of that acrylic right down to the free edge again. I absolutely love it. Okay, so yes, I am going to be able to bring this down again in one single bead, but whenever I look at the overall nail, I am going to have to go in and refine it. It is completely new to me trying to do it all in one bead, and I can see that my brush is shedding. I've got, yeah, there we go, I found it. So yeah, I am going to have to go back in just up around that cuticle area. It just isn't as neat as I would want it to be, and again, I have that dip. When you look sideways at the nail, there's a dip going from the apex to the free edge. So I think I kind of pointed it out there in the video. So I'm still just trying to push and pat it into place, but I think by the time I've got to the bottom of the nail, it is starting to cure. But it's such a, it's absolutely a lovely acrylic to work with. So I'm just going to fill up that little bit that I was talking about. So I'm working quite wet. I don't think this acrylic is really designed to work this way. I think it's more designed to do like the one bead method, the full cover method. But you can also use it to do your design sets as well. You can cut out, you can do all your color blocking, everything as well. So moving on to the thumb, and I know even by looking at it with the size 12 brush, there is absolutely no way I'm going to do this in one bead. So I'm picking up quite a large bead and I'm just going to place it just where my free edge, my natural free edge starts, and then I'm just going to pat and push it, and I'm going to bring that bead down to the free edge, and then once I've done that I'm going to go in with a second bead, and that's going to be the cuticle and the apex. So you can see, you know, whenever I put it on the nails, it is really dry, but once I do start to push and pat it, you can see just how that monomer starts to flow through it, and then that's what makes it pliable for me to be able to move it around. It's really great the way it works. Yeah, so doing it in that size of a bead, I was able to bring it right down to the free edge, but you can still see how shiny it is, and that's, you know, it hasn't started to mattify, so it hasn't really started to cure yet. So it's such, I just can't get over how nice of an acrylic it is to work with. So now I'm going to go in with my second bead. So I'm going to pick up a fairly large bead, and that is going to build up my cuticle area and then build up my apex as well. So that second cuticle bead that I put in was enough, as you can see there from the side view, just to build up the cuticle area and the apex. Now what I'm doing, I'm going in and I'm just seeing any little imperfections, and I'm just going to fill those in with some of the acrylic. So again, it is probably a technique I'm maybe going to have to play around with just to be totally confident, and I definitely think going up to my size 16 big boy brush, I think that is going to make a difference as well. So moving on now to the middle finger, and I'm going to go in with the nude. So whenever I was doing the colour swatches, I noticed that the nude kind of works a little bit different to the pink. So it tends to spread out a little bit more. So I'm not going to go in with this one and do a full one bead coverage. As you can see, it is moving just a little bit more than what that pink did. So I want to just concentrate on getting it right down to the free edge, and then I'll go in with the second bead, and that will work around the cuticle area and then build up my apex. But again, you can see just how smooth this acrylic goes on. It really is such a gorgeous acrylic to work with. I could order it all if only my bank balance would allow me. So you can see just with it having that slow setting time, it's giving me the time to properly shape the nails. So when it comes to the filing and shaping, I'm not going to have to spend too much time doing that. I love his sort of slogan, work smarter, not harder. That's it. And yeah, it's, oh, what can I say? Nothing but praise. Absolutely nothing but praise for this product so far. So again, I'm having to go back in with another bead just to fill in that dip between the apex and the free edge. I definitely think that will stop if I go up into a bigger brush and I'm putting on a larger amount of acrylic, which I can then spread out more evenly, and that should hopefully stop that dip from happening. But you can see there, it's completely laid, it's literally ready to file, just minimal filing on that. And then it's good to go with any nail art or any top coat. So moving on to the ring finger and in again with the nude. So I'm going to do it in the same way. I'm going to do it in the two sections. So the first one is going to be laid down, and that is the bead that I'm going to bring down to the free edge. You can see it sort of starts to flow quite quickly, an awful lot more quicker than the pink one does, but still an awful lot slower than any other acrylic. Any other acrylic, I think if I picked it up with the amount of monomer that I use to pick up the bead and the size of bead, it would be everywhere. It would be running onto the palms of my hands, everything. But this acrylic is just staying in place until I push and pat it to the position I want. I do apologise for the noise. Whenever I'm doing this voiceover, I'm down in my little studio and it is facing out onto like the main road, and the tractors are just going up and down, and that is the joys of living in the country. So I wasn't able to bring that particular bead right down to the free edge to do the full coverage, so I'm just going to go in with another smaller bead and I'll just bring that down to the free edge as well, and then I'll go back in with my apex bead. So when I said earlier on in the video, I mentioned about the amount of monomer, that I really have a lot of monomer in my brush whenever I'm picking up a bead, so I don't wipe out my brush on the side of my dapping dish. I kind of keep all that monomer in my brush so I can pick up the largest bead that I can. Now, having said that, even though I'm using quite a lot of monomer in my brush, I'm using much less monomer than what I would do if I was using any other brand of acrylic. I have not had to top up my monomer once, and again, because we're applying this like a core powder, we don't have to go in and cap it with the clear as well, and that's also going to save you monomer as well. So yeah, I found, you know, by doing these one bead methods, I'm using far less monomer as well. So that's all the acrylic laid. I'd say this is the first time doing it on a physical hand, on my hand. So what I am going to do is I'm just going to go in and just refine it, refine up around the cuticle area, just any bits where I might have missed. And yeah, it's definitely something that I'm going to have to practice with and play with so that I can get it done in one bead every time. So now that all the acrylic is on, I've refined all the bits where I felt it needed a little bit more acrylic, and now I'm going to go in and do my normal filing routine. So these nails have not been capped in clear, it's just been straight colour applied, and John has said that there is plenty of strength in these, so there's no need to cap them. So I'm going to just do my normal filing routine. I start at the sidewalls, make sure they're nice and straight. Then I went to my lower arch and I make sure that that's nice and straight. And now I moved on to my free edge and I'm making sure that is nice and straight. So I don't feel with this acrylic I need to actually use my E-file for filing and finishing these. I think that the acrylic is nice to file. It doesn't feel overly hard, so I definitely think that a hand file is enough to file and shape these. As usual, just to keep the length of the video down, I'm only going to show 2 of the nails being filed because they're all filed in exactly the same way. So I'm going to show the 2 colours being filed, the pink and the nude, just to let you see the difference in how the acrylic files. So that's both of the nails filed. As you can see, I've got them nice and flush around the cuticle. They're not too thick at the free edge. And again, they've got that nice low C curve, and I've built up my apex, and the dip between the apex and the free edge has gone exactly the same as the middle finger as well. So both colours did file more or less exactly the same. The nude maybe a little bit harder than, it felt a little bit harder to file than the pink, but definitely, you know, they do feel strong, and you don't need to cap them if you're going to apply them like a core powder. Now I'm just going to give them a wipe over with some alcohol just to remove any of the dust and debris, and then I'll get into trying out the Nails by John striper brush. So I'm not going to do anything too fancy because I literally want the colour and the length of the nails to speak for themselves. So I'm just going to do something on the ring finger and the middle finger. So to do that, I'm going to pop on some of the Unbelievable gels from Glitter Bells, and I'm going to do some swirly lines. And I know I said I wouldn't do any more swirly line videos because that seems to be all I've done, especially on clients recently. But I just thought to showcase this striper brush, it would be perfect just to do some line work with it. So it is a 2 centimeter striping brush, and it's nice and thin, and it comes with a cap which helps protect your brush as well. So I'm going to let you just go ahead and watch me do these swirly lines. I think because it's in real-time speed, just watching it, whenever I'm doing this voiceover and just watching it, it actually seems really, really relaxing and therapeutic just to watch those lines being done. I'm only going to do one nail at a time because I am so clumsy and I have a habit of smudging things. But before I pop them into the lamp, I'm just going to do some sugar effect glitter over the top of them. So the glitter I'm using is from Brill Bird and it's their Magic 6 and it's one of my favourite glitters of all time. So a quick brush off before I move on to the next one, and oh my goodness, just how gorgeous is that glitter over that flawless, unbelievable gel. Absolutely gorgeous. So moving on to the ring finger, and it's just going to be very, very similar to what I've done on the middle finger. It's amazing sometimes just how something so simple can be really, really effective, and I just think that is gorgeous. So just to finish off a little extra touch to the nails, I'm just going to pop on some of my nail stickers, and this is just some of the butterfly range that I do as well. I don't really want to overload the nails with butterflies. I just want to put, you know, maximum 2 butterflies on each nail, because that glitter and the colour literally just speaks for itself. So when I was looking at the nails, I kind of looked at the little finger, and because I've only 1 butterfly on it, I thought, right, what else could I do just to add something different to the nails? So I have went in with my little dotting tool and just some white nail art gel, and I started placing these dots, and as soon as I placed them, they looked completely out of place, so I just took them off, and I thought the nails were just as nice without them. All that's left to do now is some top coat just to seal over those little butterflies. On the nails that are the pink, I'm going to be doing them gloss, and then on the middle finger and the ring finger, I'm going to go in with a matte top coat. But I'm not going to I'm not going to top coat over the glitter, so I will be going in with a little striping brush just to get in between the lines of the glitter. And as always, finish off every nail service with some cuticle oil just to rehydrate those cuticles from all the dehydrating that I have done. And here is the finished set. So I really hope you've enjoyed the video. I absolutely loved working with these products, and I'm definitely going to order some more. I am so pleased with how they turned out and the ease of use for these products, and of course the nail tips. I absolutely love my nail tips, so they will be available to order on my website very shortly, so keep an eye out, and I will be back with another video. I'm going to use some of the other colours from Nail by John. So again, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, thanks for watching, but why not hit that subscribe button and you won't miss any more of my videos, and I will be back with another one. So take care, see you soon, bye.